Today I'm back with a store revival story. This store had a problem. Sales were down, profits negligible, staff morale at rock bottom. Head office was almost ready to shut it down. 6 months later, the story changed. Sales were up, staff upbeat, and it was profitable. So what changed? Hi, my name is Madhumita Mohanty. I've spent 27 plus years in Indian retail. Currently, I teach retail management at B schools including IIM, XLRI and XIMB. So there was this mid-sized supermarket in a decent location. Footfalls were reasonable, but month after month, losses kept piling up. And the area manager just kept blaming increased competition and a sluggish market. But I knew something was wrong. Things did not add up. So I spent a couple of days walking the store, talking to customers, talking to staff and observing things. And here's what I found. The store was not failing because of the market. It was failing because we at the head office were making certain mistakes. The store manager was good. He was a hardworking guy, but he had been recently promoted from a supervisory role. He was out of depth at a struggling store. This store needed steady, experienced hands and not somebody who was learning on the job. Second issue, our product mix. It was too generic. However, this particular store needed something specific. Almost 30% of our customers were Malayalis. We needed specific brands, specific products that catered to 30% of the customer segment. Staff morale was finished. Nobody celebrated anything. It was a constant pressure cooker situation, staff running around trying to firefight. Let me ask you something. When you come across a problem, do you look at the root cause problem or just address the symptoms? Most retailers would throw in some discounts, some promotional schemes and hope that things would be fixed. And let me tell you what we did. Number one, the manager. We swapped him with a more steady, experienced manager. It was not a punishment posting. The new guy was sent to a more steady store where he could learn on the jobs and get better at his work. For the problematic store, we got in a experienced guy. Second fix, the assortment. We overhauled the assortment mix, got in brands like Eastern, Double Horse, which were more popular with the Malayali population. We introduced red boiled rice, which is a staple for Kerala customers. Within weeks, the word spread and the buzz was, finally they get us and have products which we want. Third, we started recognizing people. There were weekly contests, winners were recognized, they were given rewards. Small things like best upsell strategy, cleanest section, fastest checkout. But that went a long way in motivating the team. Fourth, we listened. Every week, 30-minute staff meeting. The store personnel had some fantastic ideas, many of which we implemented. Staff engagement went up. Now let's come to the results. Month 1, staff behaved differently and customers noticed that. Month 3, sales were up by 15%. Month 6, the store turned profitable. And what's more, it became number 5 in the region. And the staff was confident that in the next quarter, they would climb up to the number 1 rank. The lesson from this story, struggling stores don't really need more discounts and more promotions. They need better foundations. Fix the foundation, everything else falls into place. If you are a retailer and are struggling with some stores, reach out and we can do the diagnosis together and I can do what I described for your stores. Subscribe to the channel. See you next week.